Hey all, we're going to show a little demonstration here on how to do a proper finger stick safely and with all the proper equipment that you'll need to have set around you. So first things first, you're going to need some gloves, you're going to need a safety lancet. This is our Critaseal clay. We have some gauze pads, we have some micro hematocrit tubes. In addition, we're going to need some biohazard containers, and then also some sharps containers. So these should be very close by when you're doing this. Okay, whether you are doing a finger stick on yourself or on your partner, you're definitely going to need to glove up. Okay, obviously the finger or the hand that's being drawn upon is not going to require gloves. But if you are finger sticking somebody else, you'll need to have both gloves on at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to bring down some of my gauze pads to start with, and I'm going to need to have a micro hematocrit tube ready. So first thing I want to do is I could shake one of these guys out. There's a little hole in the very top. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they don't, and I could set this off to the side. Now, since I'm by myself, what I might do, and you'll have the assistance of a partner, of course, is I'm going to set this micro hematocrit tube at a little bit of an angle, so I'll be able to use gravity to help me out in this process. Okay. Now, I don't need the clay just yet, so I'll get that out of the way. I'll move my gauze pads over a little bit. These safety lancets have a little plastic top. In order to activate it, you'll have to twist that top, pull it out. You can set that right in the sharps container. Okay. Now, one thing we'll also need plenty of are alcohol swabs, and those should be right at your table. So you're going to want to pick a finger, and usually you don't want to pick the index finger or the thumb because those are a little more sensitive. So you'll probably want to choose either the ring finger or the middle finger, and you want to go off to the side somewhere of that finger. So I'm going to choose my ring finger. I'm going to wipe it down pretty well. Okay. The other thing that you might do is sometimes I just wipe down the very top of my lancet, okay, just to make sure that it's clean and then it'll dry out. Okay. Now with these safety lancets, they don't activate immediately. There's a slight delay, meaning that it's actually drawing a little bubble of skin, and then the lancet inside will just touch that bubble of skin, and making it much less painless than it ever used to be. So I'm going to line this up with where I actually want to poke. And as I put pressure into it, I delays, and then as you can see, it pokes through the skin just slightly. Now these should go immediately into the sharps container. Now, my first drop of skin or blood may not be the one that I actually want, so I usually like to wipe that away because sometimes that's just serum. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start milking a little bit. And here, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to use gravity to try to help me in this process, since I don't have any assistance. And I want to try to minimize bubbles as much as I can. There's always some. And I fill the micro hematocrit tube as much as I can up to about the blue line. Okay. And I want to do this before it starts to clot. So that's the goal. Okay. So now I have my micro hematocrit tube full almost to the blue line. Now sometimes you'll have a little bubble of blood right at the very bottom. You don't want to stick it right in your clay immediately because you're just going to get blood on the clay. So you may have to tip it slightly, let gravity do its job, pull some of that blood down towards the blue band end. Okay. Then you put your index finger over the top. You have some space on the bottom, okay, with which you're going to initiate that end just into the clay, but stop before you push. Don't push with this finger because if it breaks, it's going right through your finger. Grab onto the sides, push down, and twist. Okay. And you're going to do that twice for each tube. So push down and twist. Okay, so now it's sealed at the bottom, open at the top, so when we put it in our centrifuge, it will allow for the packed cells to be pushed towards the bottom. So you're going to do 2 of these for each person. And not only will that balance it out, but that will also prevent one from being a bad tube. At least you have one backup. Okay, if you're lucky, you can get both tubes filled off of one finger stick, and that's really the goal. So if you do one, seal it, and then do the other one, seal it pretty quick, you'll probably be good off. Okay, so that's the basic process. You'll use at least the finger stick process for all of the stations. This is the only station that requires a little bit extra blood in order to be put in the microhematocrit tube. All right, so good luck. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be around.